Hey guys, my name is Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am taking you through my treasure house, which is an antique store located in Edwardsville, Illinois. This is one of the stores in which I have an antique booth, Green Onion Vintage, but today I'm going to be walking you through the entire store, not just my own booth, which I normally do, but I'm going to take you through every booth in the entire store. Starting out right in the front here, which is a booth that is one of the owner's booths, and right now they have a fully stocked booth of the Myra handbags. And some of her accessories also. So this is kind of a newer thing they're offering in the shop. They're such high quality. I believe they're real leather, a really good mixture of materials here. And so if you are interested in these, they are so good to be selling online. I will have all of my treasure house's online information down in the description box because they are willing to ship to you guys. So they have an app that you can go to and order directly through, or if you're not seeing something on their app that you saw in the video that you're interested in, whether it be one of these Myra bags or anything smaller in the store that you want to purchase and see if they would ship to you, you can message them on their Facebook page, and I will have that down below for you. They're really quick to get back to you, and they're very willing to ship and send you an online transaction so you can pay them, and then they would just ship it right to your house. So that goes for pretty much anything you see in this video that is small enough to be shipped, and also includes paint and the Iron Orchid Designs, which you guys will see in a minute. So they're very willing to ship. I'm really grateful for that because I am terrible at shipping. I don't know anything about it, but Cindy and Bill are the owners here at my treasure house, and they do it all. They do estate sales, online sales, and then they operate and run this store, as well as having all of this booth space in the front where they're refinishing furniture, collecting antiques, and then selling new items as well. So a little bit of everything up here. So I'm just trying to walk you through really slowly so you can get an idea of what my treasure house is like. So if you're not local to me, at least you can get an idea of what this store is like where I have one of my booths. My booth is back in the right-hand corner of this shop. And this is a smaller store than we used to be in. We moved, I think, 3 years ago, but it might actually be coming up on 4 years so that we've been at this location. And I've been at this store ever since then, and my mom and I do our booth, Green Onion Vintage, together, and we had just joined my treasure house a few months before moving to this new location, and we love it over here. It's nice and close to where I live, so it's super convenient that way. I just want to point out this piece of furniture you're looking at right now because I think that's one of my favorite pieces right now. I love like a nice, good, solid oak dresser with a mirror like this. And then this is their Iron Orchid Designs section. So everything you see here is for sale. It's Iron Orchid Design. They are full stockists here. Everything on the top shelf there is the new spring items. So I think they still have one of everything when I was there, but they're going to make another order soon. So if you want something that you're not seeing here, they probably actually still have it or can at least get their hands on it and ship it to you. So they have all of the molds, all of the transfers, all of the stamps, and all of the paint inlays. They also sell General Finishes milk paint and then the Farmhouse brand chalk paint right here, which I haven't used yet, but the people who use it in the shop, they really seem to like it. So another paint option. So if you're local and you want to be refinishing furniture, this is a really great place to stop because we have everything that you need, even the sandpaper to get you started on a furniture project. And so this whole wall here is filled with Iron Orchid Designs. So if you have a hard time finding certain items from Iron Orchid Designs and you're not sure where to order them, keep my treasure house in mind because it seems like they always have things in stock. And if they don't, they're very willing to put in another order so that they can get you exactly what you're looking for. Now I'm moving into one of our other vendors' spaces. This is Trash to Treasure, and they are one of the vendors that has been there even longer than I have. Actually, I feel like several years before me. Like I said, we've been in this location for about 4 years now, and so before that, I know Trash to Treasure was at our old location, and their stuff is so much fun. So they're a mixture of wholesale items with just a really like fun Western flair, and a lot of antiques, refinished furniture. So you never really know what you're going to find here, but they're really good, especially for gifts, because they have just a lot of unusual items that are always making people laugh as they come through. So they have a really great sense of humor with their home decor. but also just some really good collectible pieces mixed in. So it's always fun to search through the booth because you really truly never know what you're going to find. And they're also so good with their furniture. So this like little white corner shelf right there, that's so cute with a little scallop detail at the top. They did it white with the distressed edges. And then I love this kind of duck egg blue table there. So really fun little space. And then this is their other booth right next to it. I love that deer picture they have there. And I just think they're really good at styling. And they just have a really good collection of unique things. And I know they're one of the top sellers in the store. They just really do a great job here. I love the candlesticks they have right there with the 2 white ones and the 2 gray. I just think they have a really good eye, and they're always fun to shop with. And then right across from their booth is one of our newer vendors, and she is doing another mix of handmade goods, repainted furniture, as well as a good mixture of antiques and just antique furniture that she hasn't quite painted yet. There's a really good blend of that throughout the entire store. So I do think that's why we have so many repeat customers, is because you just never know what you're going to find in this shop. So it's really fun for people to just come through and see every new item because there's new things almost every day that come into the store. Next up is Megan's booth, and she has these 2 beautiful antique dressers in here. I love just kind of the statement that they make in the booth, and I like that they take up a good amount of space. So they give you like a really solid foundation if you are in antique booths and kind of confused about where to start. I think having a couple big, strong pieces of furniture is really good to just kind of lay the foundation for your booth and gives you good pieces to build upon. And she also has this really cool old record player in the middle, as well as a mixture of handmade items. She uses Iron Orchid Designs and also tries to find some really interesting antique smalls. Similar to this booth across the way, where they are really good at repainting furniture as well. So they have a few cool pieces in here. Just kind of a mixture of antique versus vintage versus newer items that are repainted. But they also always have really interesting antique smalls to look through. Up next is a booth called Bullet Bling, and it is named that because Chris actually hand makes jewelry out of old bullet casings, which is really cool and original. She's definitely sold a lot of these throughout the year, so that's kind of what's hanging up there is some of her handmade jewelry. I didn't take a super close image, I don't think, but you can also order these online, I'm sure, and Cindy and Bill would be willing to ship those to you. Chris in this booth has such a unique sense of humor and just some really eclectic items. So if you're looking for kind of like a gift that is either collectible or sometimes just kind of funny or just a mixture of all of those things, this is definitely a good booth to check out. Sometimes she has smaller pieces of furniture, but there's always just some really like cool hidden gems of like small antique pieces in here that you would definitely not find anywhere else. And here's the booth space directly across from my booth. I love her use of white. I feel like we used to do a lot of white and kind of stepped away from it, but every time I look at our booth, I just feel like I love white furniture, especially with a lightly distressed edge. It's got to still be my favorite, even though we don't do it quite as often. It's actually just because it's pretty tedious to do. It takes a lot of coats, no matter how good your paint is, to paint something white. So I haven't done it in a while, but every time I look in this booth here, I always enjoy her work. She does a really good job distressing the edges, and then she has this really cool toolbox on the ground, which I thought was really neat. And she only had it for $36, which that one's a really cool, big antique lunchbox piece. Probably a toolbox, not a lunchbox, and I thought that was a neat piece. Now, directly on the other side is my booth, Green Onion Vintage. And like I said, I do this booth with my mom. We've been here for several years now. We're definitely trying to get into spring mode. And you guys probably saw my video last week of me bringing in all of my new spring items and kind of rearranging the booth. So if you want to see more details about my booth, you can go back and watch that video where I walk through everything a lot more slowly so you can see absolutely everything that's in the booth. But right now, I just wanted to give you a glimpse. The booth, I don't think anything's changed since my last video, so this is what it looks like for springtime. And now 2 more booths to go. Next up is Don's booth called Rethunk Junk. And this man has been in this business for a really long time, and he sells so much furniture. He always has something going out the door, it seems like. So he's really mastered how to paint something well. His paint finish is always really nice and durable. So yeah, he's selling furniture, seems like all the time. Every time I look, there's something missing and there's a new piece in here. So that is definitely, I would say, his specialty. He also likes to bring in a lot of different small antique pieces. So again, just another booth where you can really look through and you never know what you're going to find. And right across from Rethunk Junk is Tammy's booth called The Green Bird. And as you can see, she uses so much color, which I think is such a breath of fresh air. I love her mixture of greens and blues, especially for springtime. I just think everything looks so pretty in here. She's so good at displaying everything. and definitely has a bird theme throughout, which I think is really sweet. So again, just a really nice collection of home decor, and then just such a good place to come for gifts also. So if you are local or not and you want to order something that you've seen today, keep my treasure house in mind, pin it on your phone or on your website to come back to and check their inventory of what they're selling online. And sometimes they also do online sales on their Facebook page. So make sure that you follow all their links down below so that you guys can get connected with my treasure house if you're someone who enjoys antiques, crafting, or Iron Orchid Designs. All right, that's going to be it for today, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with me as I tour my treasure house. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.